iDriveSoCal is brought to you by the best automotive retailers from across Southern California. We consider our dealer partners friends and highly recommend them. When it's time for you to buy, just go to iDriveSoCal.com and click on dealers to get connected. Or email me and I'll personally introduce you. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. That's Tom, T-O-M, at the letter I, drive like drive a car, SoCal like Southern California.com. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. Now, on with the podcast.
This auto show is one of the very first auto shows in the country for the auto show season. There's about 600 vehicles. It is the 8th largest auto show in the country. This is a preview of the 2019 automobiles. In total, there's 150 vehicles.
150 vehicles that you can test drive.
There are a number of exotics. You'll see Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Aston Martins. There's the new Vantage. There's 3 DB11s. There's a Bugatti.
Welcome to iDriveSoCal, the podcast all about mobility from the automotive capital of the United States, Southern California. Tom Smith here with the good professor, Mr. Clinton Quan. Say hello, Clinton.
Hey, Tom.
Hello. We are, as you can hear by the background noise, at the Orange County International Auto Show. Last day of the event. The professor has scoured top to bottom, side to side, north to south, east to west, every nook and cranny of the auto show, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Many test drives. What did we test drive? We test drove the RDX, the Acura RDX, the Mazda CX-9, the Jaguar F-Type R, the Mazda Miata RF, the Audi I-Pace.
No, the Jaguar
I'm sorry, Jaguar I-Pace, excuse me.
Yeah, that's quite a few vehicles.
That was it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, five test drives.
Yep.
I've been manning the fort, of course. Have test driven all of 0, but that's okay. We all have our roles to play in life, right?
Yes.
And our roles to play on iDriveSoCal. You get to have the fun. I get to do the work.
I get to do all the fun stuff.
That's right. It's a good deal for you. It works out very well for you.
Yes.
No, always appreciated. So this podcast is kind of an overview of the Orange County International Auto Show, which is done in partnership with Motor Trend. And we're on the tail end here. We started Thursday at Media Day. My voice is getting a little crackly. It's been a long weekend here. Sunday, we are podcasting. So however many days it is, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. Included in the overview, we're going to identify the good professor's top 5 vehicles here at the Orange County International Auto Show. So first off, why don't we just kind of big picture summarize the event. I know you've spent a lot of time here. I've spent a lot of time here. But like I said, my time has been spent pretty much in one location. You've gotten out and about. What do you think?
Well, this auto show is one of the very first auto shows in the country for the auto show season.
For the show season, yeah.
There's about 600 vehicles, if I remember correctly, here at the show.
Over 600.
And I think on the website, it says it is the 8th largest auto show in the country.
It is. The John Sackerson, the executive director of the Orange County Automobile New Dealers Association, he and I did a preview podcast of the auto show. Geez, it's probably a month or maybe a little bit further than that back. But it is the 8th. Orange County actually sells more cars. Orange County sells more new cars than, I think he was telling me, half the country, than 25 states.
Wow.
Think about that. Orange County alone.
That's quite impressive.
Sells more new cars than I think it's right, 25 states, if I'm remembering right. John, if I got it wrong, I apologize. But so it makes sense that this is the 8th largest auto show.
Yeah.
And as the professor just pointed out, it starts off the auto show season. And that auto show season, it's an exciting time, right? Because it's when the manufacturers are pushing out the this year's models and coming in with next year's models, the 2019s.
Yeah, this is a preview of the 2019 automobiles.
And there was a couple of just getting to and from. I haven't really gotten to enjoy the show, although my wife and son just got here. We are going to enjoy the show a little bit after we wrap up our final podcast here. But I've noticed a couple of prototype vehicles.
Yeah, I guess you could call it prototypes. Yes.
What do you call them if it's not a prototype?
Well, I guess some of them, I guess you would call it a prototype. Some are just built for fun.
Concept cars.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Oh,
concept cars.
Yeah, prototypes or concepts. Yes.
Yeah, the one-off kind of thing that, the manufacturers do and they put out at the auto show is kind of a litmus test, right? They see what kind of feedback they get on some of that stuff.
They want to engage customers and see what type of feedback they get. If there's if they get positive feedback, it's possibly something that they will produce, or they might put some of those features in a production vehicle.
Exactly. It might not be the vehicle itself, but some of the bits and pieces of it, some of the features, as you say, some of the elements, some of the design specs, whatnot.
Yes.
What else about the show before we get into your top 5 of the Orange County International Auto Show?
Well, and I think another interesting tidbit is this is actually the largest convention center on the West Coast. Now,
Anaheim?
Correct.
Bigger than Los Angeles?
It is bigger than Los Angeles, which a lot of people don't know. Now, the show itself, the amount of space that it utilizes is not bigger than LA, obviously, but the actual convention center space is bigger.
Interesting. It is a big. Now, is that like all under one roof that you're talking about, or?
I believe it is all under one roof.
Square footage under one roof kind of thing? Okay.
I believe it is. There could be another building that I might not be aware of, but the majority of it is under one roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the test drives were a huge thing, right? They had the...
That's something they really promote. Yes, in total, there's 150 vehicles.
150 vehicles that you can test drive.
Yeah. Now, some of those may be the same models, but different trims.
No, even so.
Yeah.
150.
Yes.
You want to come here, you can stand in line, test drive all day long, right?
Yes. And you get gifts.
And the professor and his swag.
From gift cards, $5 to $10 gift cards, caps, mugs.
They're giving that away to...
When you do the test drives.
Wow.
Correct.
So you not only get to drive a brand new car, but you get a gift with test drive.
Correct. And no sales pressure whatsoever.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal.
All right. So, top 5? Anything else?
Yeah, let's move on to the top 5.
Exotics, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
The exotics are a big thing, and I didn't get to see, I didn't get to see exotics at all. I can't wait to go check them out. What are the highlights or overview of the exotics?
Oh, there's a number of exotics. My favorite exotic, it was an Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato Volante, and they only made
that just sounds
one.
Cool.
This one is one of 99 that was produced. It has a list price of over $800,000. Yeah, so that was definitely the highlight for me. But there's a number of
now what is that? Is that a family car? Is it a 4-door, 5-door?
It is I would call it a grand touring luxury coupe.
Okay. Yeah, that was a joke, obviously.
Yeah.
A family car.
Well, they do make the Rapide, which is a 4-door, which will seat 4 people very comfortably.
Okay.
Think of it as a Panamera-style vehicle.
Okay, gotcha.
Like the Porsche Panamera.
All right. Anything else about the exotics before we go on to top 5?
There are a number of exotics. You'll see Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Aston Martins. There's the new Vantage. There's 3 DB11s. There's a Bugatti. So
no McLaren?
Oh, there's McLarens as well.
Yeah. Hey, man, you just got to go on that McLaren experience, so you ought to drop the McLaren name when you can,
Yeah.
Professor wants to keep on getting invited to cruise McLarens around LA.
There's quite a few exotics to check out here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
A big part of the show as well.
Okay, so now we are on to the meat and potatoes of this podcast here, and that is the professor's top 5 picks of the Orange County International Auto Show. Now, before we get into the top 5, first let's identify what's the criteria for these top 5. Is just top 5 anything?
No, we're not going to do that. Well, we're going to do top 5. It has to be either an all-new vehicle, or a redesigned vehicle with some significant changes.
Okay, so in order to qualify, for this top 5 list, it has to be all new.
Yes.
Or significant changes to a refresh.
Correct.
Okay. And any other criteria before we get into it?
That's the criteria.
Okay, and are we just saying, hey, these are the top 5 in no particular order? Or
we'll start with number 5 and move all the way to number 1.
So they are in particular order?
Yes.
Okay, and these are the professor's top 5 personal favorites.
And I'm also going to pick a vehicle from different categories. So we're going to have a little bit of everything, something for everyone.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat, as I'm sure everyone listening to this podcast is as well. Whether they are in traffic in Southern California, commuting to Switzerland by plane. Who are you waving to? Oh, there's my wife and son. Hi. Love you guys. Hey. He looks cool in a big
He's got a big smile.
Yeah.
Coming out of the tundra.
He's a cute guy. He's a cute guy. I love him.
He's very cute.
Thank you. Okay, so the professor's top 5 of the Orange County International Auto Show, starting with number 5, going up to number 1, and number 1 being
my very favorite.
Most favoritist.
Okay.
Professor, take it away. What's number 5?
Number 5 is going to be the 2019 Acura RDX, which is one of the 5 vehicles I test drove.
The 2019 Acura RDX, and that is a good plug. It's one of the vehicles that the professor test drove, so that will be a podcast that you can listen to as well. And that doesn't surprise me because you were quite enthusiastic about the aspects of that drive.
Yeah, so that'll be my favorite crossover of the auto show.
Might have just heard my son fussing a little bit. If anyone picked that up, I'm not sure. But that warms my heart if my son's fussing. Little crying made it into the podcast. So that was number 5. Anything particular you want to say about it, or you want to just move on to number 4?
Well, this is an all-new vehicle, the 3rd generation of the RDX.
Yep.
It features a 2-liter inline-4, so they switched from a V6 to a turbocharged 4-cylinder, cranking out 272 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
And that's in dealerships now.
Okay. So that is the 2019 Acura RDX, number 5 on the professor's list for the Orange County International Auto Show. Number 4.
Number 4 is going to be the 2019 Volvo V60 wagon.
V60 wagon.
Yeah, well, the V60 is a wagon, but I'm going to say wagon because most people are probably not going to know that a V60 is a wagon.
Okay. Now that's number 4 is the 2019 Volvo V60 wagon. Is that a refresh? Is that a brand new vehicle?
Again, this is a completely brand new vehicle.
Completely brand new.
And it's not in dealerships yet.
Completely brand new, not yet in dealerships. You know what? Real quick, the RDX, should we throw price points in here? Or is that going to be too much?
Just
the range.
We can throw in the price points.
What's the price range?
The RDX starts, the base model's around $37,000. Then it goes up to about $47,000 top of line with the all-wheel drive Advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then back to number 4, the 2019 Volvo V60 wagon. All new vehicle.
This is a completely all new vehicle.
Okay, what else significant about that you want to say?
Oh, well, I love all the new Volvo designs.
Volvo's got some really good looking product.
Yeah, they're
really good
coming out
product.
with some stylish automobiles, both in terms of exterior and interior designs.
What do you suppose that's all about? Well, Volvo's making some moves all of a sudden. I mean,
Yes, they've made.
I mean,
some.
they've made some great product for a long time, but all of a sudden it just seems like they're on the scene a bit more. It seems
they separated from Ford quite a few years ago, and they've made
starting to stretch their legs from that separation.
Yeah, they've made some drastic changes, and I think they realized if they really want to compete against the top tier luxury brands, they got to take it up a whole nother notch.
Okay,
and they've done that in terms of design, both exterior, interior, in terms of technology, in terms of engines, power.
Okay.
And they've always had the safety. I think everyone's who's if you mention Volvo,
Volvo safety go hand in hand.
You associate safety with Volvo.
So
this V60, it is a you could call it a compact or a mid-size. It's sort of between a compact and a mid-size. It is a wagon.
Okay.
And when I was over there at the Volvo exhibit, there was a gentleman. He was sitting in the back, and he said he was so impressed with this new car as well. He also is a current owner of a Volvo.
Okay.
And it just looks absolutely fantastic. There's very few wagons that's available in the U.S. market, just because most consumers here in America, they're not big on wagons. They're big on SUVs. But if I had a choice, and if there were more wagons out there, I would take a wagon over an SUV. It's more fun to drive, for sure.
I mean, that's a personal thing, though. I mean, it also, so many SUVs lately, kind of, especially the longer ones, when they're making them a little bit longer to throw a third row there.
Yeah.
So many of the SUVs kind of look like wagons that are just up a little bit higher. So, I don't know. There's definite trends to vehicle designs that our culture embraces. And I bet that it'll take a few wagon hits and all of a sudden everybody will start putting out wagons again. And maybe this V60 Volvo is one of those that kind of sparks the renewed interest in wagons. We'll see.
They're definitely very popular in Europe.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the price point range about this? The 2019 Volvo V60 wagon.
Actually, I don't know.
We don't know it yet because it's not in dealerships, right?
I don't know if pricing has been announced, but I believe it'll start around $39,000.
Okay,
that's my estimate if it hasn't been announced yet.
All right.
And it'll come in two different engines.
Okay.
The more powerful one will be a supercharged and turbocharged 4-cylinder that's going to crank out 316 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. So what's
supercharged and turbocharged?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're the only manufacturer that makes an engine that is both supercharged and turbocharged, and that's why it cranks out so much horsepower.
I'm sorry, say that again. The GTR presentation just kicked on again, and it's I think they kicked up their volume a little bit. So say that again.
Oh, I was just saying
supercharged and turbocharged.
I'm pretty sure they're the only manufacturer that makes an engine that is both supercharged and turbocharged.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, before. Unless it's some one-off company or some custom automaker. I mean, a customized vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so have all the trim levels, and have they specified trim levels for it yet?
Oh, the trim levels would be, let's see, there's Momentum, there's the R design, which is the sportier one.
Okay.
And then you've got the Inscription, the top of the line, the luxury version.
Okay, and pricing uncertain?
I believe it'll start somewhere around $39,000.
Okay, and then probably for each trim level up, maybe we're talking about up to a $16,000 swing to get to the top of the line. I'm completely.
I don't think
reaching.
it would.
I don't
think
know.
it would be that much.
No, I think it'd be less.
Yeah, I imagine to the top of the line, it could be maybe 8,000.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
we'll see.
Just a guess, though. We'll see.
Yeah, total guess. Nobody write that in stone. We're completely guessing. All manufacturers do it a little bit differently. Okay, so number 5 was the 2019 Acura RDX in dealerships now. Number 4 is the 2019 Volvo V60 wagon, not yet in dealerships, due out when?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Maybe early next year, if I were to guess. Number 3 is going to be another vehicle I test drove, and that's the Mazda, the 2019 Miata RF, which stands for Retractable Fastback. So this one is not an all-new vehicle, but it is a redesign. And what's significant about the redesign is the engine. So it's got more horsepower, up to 181 horsepower now.
Okay. So, and we've already posted that podcast, the professor's test drive of the 2019 Mazda Miata RF, retractable fastback. And now when we did that, I need to clarify something, because you should go listen to it for sure and check out the pics, because it's a cool looking car. However, I didn't see the pictures until the day after we recorded the podcast. And I was asking Professor, like, okay, well, what's the difference with this vehicle? Is it a convertible? Yeah, it's a convertible, but it's a hardtop. Okay, well, then there's a difference. Well, yeah, but it's not really. It's a target top. It's not a convertible.
Semi-convertible.
Yeah. So a target top is just basically when you take a two-door car. I've never seen a target top with a four-door car, but you take a two-door car, and the roof completely removes, but you still have roof structure behind the back. If there is a back seat, you still have roof structure.
Yes,
so it's just basically like the square or rectangle piece of the roof completely comes out, and it's cool because it gives the car a different dimension. It almost looks like, as I was mentioning to Professor, an Alfa Romeo. When the roof is on, because actually I got pictures of the 2019 Mazda Miata RF with the roof off, and those are the pictures that you're going to see on that podcast post. But now, this last day of the show, they actually have the roof on, and it's really cool because it gives the car a different dynamic. But as we were talking in that podcast, it's a great car for a single person or a couple that want to have, because there's no back seat. But it's a great little fun weekend car, a little windy road kind of thing. And sorry, Professor, I'm stealing your thunder on this one, but I like the car. I like it a lot. It's a cool one.
Yeah. It's a really fun car.
Yeah. So it's a target top, though, to be clear, not a convertible. So what else about the 2019 Mazda Miata RF? If I haven't already ruined it all for you,
I think you've ruined it all
for you.
No, you didn't ruin anything for me. It's a really fun car to drive. A great weekend car. Great for singles or couples.
Yeah, and it could be an everyday driver if somebody wanted, but
it could be, yes.
You're not going to get a lot of groceries in it. You're not going to, you're definitely not going to Home Depot with it.
Yeah. You could get a couple of grocery bags in there. I saw the trunk. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to Costco.
Yeah. But then again, if you're going to Costco, you're probably not.
You're going to have that as only a weekend car.
Probably not going to be driving that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about pricing on that? And that is in dealers now?
Yes.
Okay.
As we mentioned in the podcast, there's two trims. Okay. There's the Club, and then there's the Grand Touring. The Club's around $32,000, and the Grand Touring is about $33,000.
Yeah, that was one where there's only $1,000 price difference.
It was a very minimal price differential.
Hardly anything. You hardly notice that in the paint.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And we ready for number 2?
We're ready for number 2.
Okay, so back to number 5, though. 2019 Acura RDX in dealerships now. Number 4, 2019 Volvo V60 wagon, not yet in dealerships, coming, we're assuming, early 2019. Number 3, 2019 Mazda Miata RF in dealerships now. Number 2.
Number 2 is also another vehicle that we won't be seeing in dealerships for some time. Probably won't come out until maybe middle of next year.
Wow.
And again, this will be a different vehicle. This is an electric vehicle.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of talk about electric vehicles.
I know what you're going to say.
And
Audi e-tron.
Yes, the Audi e-tron.
Okay.
And Audi doesn't really have what I would say a true midsize SUV. This one is definitely a true midsize SUV. It measures approximately 193 inches in length. So it's right between the Q5 and the Q7, and this is, I think, the best-looking electric vehicle out there. Definitely the best-looking electric crossover.
Now, but to be clear, they don't even have that for. They have one here, but they don't have. You're not test driving it.
Oh yeah, you cannot test drive this.
So is that going to be a 19 or is that going to be a 20 by the time it comes out?
I believe right now they're calling it 2019, but that's a good question because by the time
I bet you they wind up calling it a 2020.
They might even call it a 2020.
Because although they always get a little delayed, whatever, build the suspense kind of thing, whatever.
Yes, that's correct.
So they're calling it a 2019 right now, but our guess here, and you heard it here on iDriveSoCal first, our guess is that by the time it comes out, they'll be calling it a 2020. But maybe they'll call it a 2019, who knows?
Yeah.
It depends.
Pricing will start around $75,000.
Ooh, all right.
Yep.
But a good looking car.
It's a great. If you love the Audi designs right now, the Q5 and the Q7, you're gonna love this car.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it does look good.
Proper proportions, very clean lines, beautiful, technologically advanced, futuristic looking interior as well.
Probably has that digital dash and everything.
That virtual dash, correct.
Did they have the car? Could you get inside it, or do they have it behind stanchions?
You cannot get inside it, but they will open the door so you can see the interior.
Okay. And you checked it out?
Yeah, I checked it out. Yeah. I like how also that it has that center stack, center console that's angled towards the driver. Very driver focused.
Do we even know, is this the vehicle that's going to be rolling into showrooms, or is this potentially something that they might tweak a little bit before they produce it?
That's a good question. We
don't know.
Good question. I don't know. I can't say for certain.
All right. So the number 2 is the 2019 Audi e-tron Electric. You said that's going to be starting at $75K?
Approximately $75,000.
Do we know trim levels yet, or?
I believe that's for the Premium Plus, so there's probably going to be a Prestige. For those of you who are Audi fanatics like me, there's usually a Premium Plus, and Prestige, but with this one, I believe it starts off with a Premium Plus.
Okay, so 75,000 and then swing up to 90? Again, we're guessing
Prestige,
completely, right?
Probably 80 or a little bit over 80. Yes.
Okay. And Bernadette's holding my son. You look good. Okay, so number 5 is the 2019 Acura RDX. Number 4 is the 2019 Volvo V60 wagon. Number 3, 2019 Mazda Miata RF. Number 2 on the professor's list. Best of list. Professor's best of list. That's what we'll call it. Of the Orange County International Auto Show. Number 2 is the 2019 Audi e-tron all electric coming out of Audi. Number 1, Professor, drum roll, please.
Number 1 will be the 2019 Audi RS5 and the Sportback.
The Sportback. I laugh because you just mentioned being an Audi fanatic, and now you have Audi as your number 1 and number 2 best of show.
Oh, so I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about this car. This is a car that has it all.
Okay, so the RS5, the RS in Audi world, in Audi, when they either have the S, which comes out all the time, right?
Yeah.
But then the RS is when they really dance it up, and
so there's only certain models that have an RS,
and they don't do it every year, right?
That is correct. So
the RS, when you see an RS on an Audi,
it's really special,
and it's sporty.
Yes.
And you don't want to test it test it by means of race it, because it's got plenty. If it's got an RS, it's got plenty going on under the hood.
The RS designation would be a competitor to the BMW M vehicles and the Mercedes AMGs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the 2019 the Audi RS5. Now
the Sportback.
The Sportback. Okay. And more detail about that. The RS, is this the first time they're doing the RS?
This is the first RS5 Sportback ever in the U.S.
Has there been?
There has been an RS5 Coupe.
Okay.
But they've never had a RS5 Sportback. Well, this is the first time they've had a Sportback of the A5, the S5, or the RS5 ever in the U.S. And what is significant is this is the first time they're launching this vehicle in the U.S. before any other market in the world.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how significant it is.
Huh. Why is that? Do you know?
I think it's because there has been such a tremendous interest in the A5 and the S5 Sportback.
Okay.
I know I've read that sales have really skyrocketed.
Audi's been doing well in the United States overall.
Oh yeah, they've had something like over 100 consecutive months of increased sales.
Yeah.
Compared year to year, month to month.
All right.
And it is a stunner, absolutely gorgeous car. It in terms of design, it really doesn't get any better than this.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful curves.
This is
clean lines, proper proportions.
This is a mid-size car?
This would be, I would say, a compact.
Compact.
Yeah.
Okay. So
think of it as a coupe version of the RS5, and that's a compact coupe.
Coupe version of the RS5.
Yeah.
I thought it was a sedan.
It is a sedan, but the initially when they came out with the A5, the S5, and the RS5, it was a coupe. Then they made a 4-door version, just like when BMW came out with the 4 Series. That was a 2-door version of the 3 Series. Then they came out with the 4 Series Grand Coupe.
Okay.
So they added 2 additional doors.
Okay. So, what is are there going to be different trims? The RS is the RS.
I believe with the RS, it's just the top line Prestige. I don't know yet, but pricing. The pricing has been announced. I think it'll start around 75,000.
Start.
Yeah.
What do you think it'll top out at?
With all the options, with German cars, I'm sure you could easily add another $25,000 in options.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a better reflection of my guessing of what I've been guessing as far as
and
starting price to
and
top
then
the line price.
Being an RS, there could be dealer markups as well. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, where there's the cars in such high demand, the dealer's like, well, I get more money for it because there's very few of them.
High demand, limited numbers.
Yeah, very few of them, and those are the cars that, hey, you can get and have a daily driver, or you get and you kind of drive it from time to time. You hang on to it, and that car appreciates.
Yeah.
Okay, so the anything else about the 2019 Audi RS5? When is that in dealerships now, or when is it going to be?
No, it's not in dealerships yet. It will be, I believe, maybe beginning of next year.
Okay.
Yeah. It has a 2.9 liter V6 turbocharged engine that cranks out 444 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. So it's on the smaller side of the V6 engines, a 2.9 liter.
Is there an option for rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, or is it just all-wheel drive?
No, it's just all-wheel drive.
Okay.
It's quattro. Yeah, being an RS, it would come standard with the quattro system, and that's what Audi is known for.
Yep. Okay.
They're all-wheel drive vehicles.
All right, Professor. Well, this has been a rather long podcast for us, but that's cool because there's a lot to cover, and we've had a lot of fun here at the Orange County International Auto Show. I'd like to thank them for having us out a couple of times, and we look forward to future coverage of the OC International Auto Show. I certainly hope that in the future I get to maybe do a test drive or two. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anything else to add, Professor?
Just wanted to mention there's something on the list for everyone. There's an SUV, there's a wagon, there's a sports car, there's an electric vehicle, there's a sports sedan, or you could call it a fastback, sportback.
Good call, Professor. The only thing we don't have is like a off-road truck or something.
Yes.
All right. Well, fantastic. Professor Quan, thank you so much for helping me to cover the Orange County International Auto Show, brought to everyone in partnership with the good people at Motor Trend. They help put a fun spin on the overall experience. Unless you have any, you good?
I'm good.
All right, I'm good too. So for iDriveSoCal, I am Tom Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will talk with you again very soon.
This episode was engineered and edited by Bobby Flores. Howdy. Still here, huh? That's cool, but this one's pretty much done. But we have tons of additional content at our website, iDriveSoCal.com. If you're not listening from there already, you should definitely check it out. From there, you can subscribe to our newsletter, the podcast, or leave a note. And I'd love to hear from you too. Here's my email, tom@iDriveSoCal.com. That's Tom, T-O-M, at iDrive, the letter I, drive like drive a car, SoCal like Southern California.com. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. Thanks again for listening, and please reach out with whatever's on your mind.